So a motivating job is one that people feel responsible for and have taken some part in the design of and accountability. It hits into their intrinsic motivation to be part of a team, get the results of a company, and it's also important to the company, and they get feedback. And this, to me, is a good definition of feedback: a constructive and believable review of the work performed. I did a presentation once, and I walk in, and do you ever hear this? That was a nice job, but why didn't you include that department's? Or, but you didn't include, weren't we going to include the budget? But you did a nice job. So the nice job starts to get cloudier and cloudier. So good feedback is specific and constructive. You want feedback to improve, change, or say, hey, I'm on the right track. But the workplace is changing. The stability that the traditionalists and the older boomers might have felt now gets downsized and right-sized. And we have what they experienced when they were growing up: Watergate, 70s, gas lines. The team starts to look like this. There's a woman leader. So they start to adopt more of the personality of the Gen X's. And in the 90s, you know, the Gen X's were the most sought-out generation. And the boomers are feeling, oh, look, they can do that. Maybe I need to change, different than my older boomers. Maybe I need to adopt more of this younger. And technology starts coming. So Tom Peters, this whole thing about personal branding comes out in the 90s. Tom Peters in Fast Magazine goes, you need a personal brand. You need to take charge of your career. Just as Gen X is entering the workplace and making the big splash with technology. They want to succeed. And they're a smaller generation. So when you're a smaller generation, people are looking for you for those jobs. You can pick and choose those jobs. You can be more challenging. The boomers were a big generation, just in size alone, and over the span of X number of years. So competition, self-improvement. The Gen X comes in as, I'll embrace technology, global marketplace. So that's what they'll do. I'll lead the team. So they realized that job security is a myth. The boomers still held on to it. And traditionalists, that was just what they accepted. So you see the shift and the themes and the way they handle things and their approach and perspective is changing. Because of either the size of the generation, the global marketplace or environment, technology, and just by the events that they grew up with. So the best way to handle it, I see the millennials back there smiling, is to tell them what you'd like to accomplish, what the goal is, ask them to come back with the way they're going to approach it, and then give them some help that way. Don't do it for them, but let them figure out how to do it. But they may need some guidance along the way. And what managers tell me, that if you can engage them in more teamwork, which they like, they're happier. So this looks like a bunch of millennials having fun, working on a team with each other, figuring out a problem. Does this look familiar? Yes. Yeah.